And Governor Brewer released her budget this week. Let's take a look at some of those numbers. $382 million cut from Access, $218 million cut from all-day kindergarten, $23 million cut from Kids Care, and it just goes on and on. And here to discuss it, Dennis Welch to my left, Mary Kay Reinhardt to our right, Barry Dill and Kurt Davis have stuck around. And guys, what do you think? What do you think of the budget and what she has proposed?
I guess my first impression is kind of, you know, let's scare people a little bit into painting a picture about what's going to happen. I mean, how bad the state's finances are, how bad of a condition we all are. This is kind of the reality of where we're headed, getting rid of juvenile corrections, you know, putting more people out on the streets who need access to mental health care and stuff like that.
Well, the truth of the matter is, as ugly as this budget proposal is because of the state's revenue situation, she needs a lot of help to get this done. She's going to need the legislature to approve a raft of different changes to state law. She's going to need voters to go to the polls in a special election in May and again in November. To get most of this done. She can't do it on her own.
Yeah, it's real interesting the fact that she's asking for the sales tax increase. She wants the legislature to pass it now. That's going to take 2/3. She couldn't get 1631 last time. You know, it's interesting to see what she may think, why she thinks she can get the 2/3.
Well, it's a time issue, too. I mean, we've got less than 6 months to come up with $1.2 billion. If they can get a 2/3 majority, and that's a big if, as you point out, they can ram that right through and come up with, I think, I don't know, 100 and change, maybe 200 and change before the end of the fiscal year.
Well, we'll see what they can do. Kurt, Barry, what do you think?
Well, I think the governor is well-intentioned. I just think she's in over her head. And balancing this budget, or at least even coming close, it doesn't come close to balancing, but what we're doing is, we're doing it on the back of kids. And I think that's just wrong.
Kurt?
I think actually what the governor did is laid out, and Dennis kind of mentioned this earlier, she's laying out for the people of Arizona that there are tough choices to make. There are no good choices. And by doing so, thinks that she can probably change the dynamics of the revenue debate, you know, whether you do raise taxes or not. So, you know, as all budgets are, they're political documents. And if you look at this one from through a political lens, what they've done is they're trying to get people's attention on what the reality is in Arizona.
It certainly seems like they have done that. And I'm really it's kind of sad the fact that we were out of time. We have so much more to talk about, but thank you all very much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
And next week on Politics Unplugged, we'll talk about the race for governor, a state treasurer, Dean Martin, and now gubernatorial candidate. Dean Martin will join us for a look at how he'd like to do if he wins the state's top job. That's coming up next Sunday at 5:30, and that'll do it for this edition of Politics Unplugged.